Okay, what we're doing today is taking off a Rattle can type of flat black on a car. Someone had painted this 2012 Passat flat black with a Rattle can, and it's very thick and it's just taking forever to get off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the paint down to this base coat underneath it. If you zoom in on there, you can see where the underneath is still good. We're trying to save the paint job. I don't want to pay thousands of dollars for a paint job. So anyways, this is what we're going to do. What I'm trying to do is lift this paint using preferred reducer for urethane. This is Nason brand. It's kind of hard to find. You can also use acetone. You can buy this at Walmart, and it comes in a gallon, but I just got a smaller can of it. Okay, so what we're going to do is basically we're going to cover a section, and then we're going to pour either acetone or reducer on underneath the plastic. Anyways, it'll make sense when I'm done, but this will save you a lot of time. Okay, what I'm doing is masking off this. I'm recycling some of this plastic. It's a polypro. You can buy this in the rolls. You could probably even use an old trash bag if you want. So basically, the idea is to keep the chemical on the Krylon or the spray paint. Now, do a test area before you do this, because you don't want to screw up your car. If it lifts the base coat, then it's a problem, but do it in an area where it's not going to be a problem. So what I'm doing is just masking it off, just so it kind of contains itself a little better. And I'm just going to do a section. You can see where I'm doing it. Anyways, I spent an hour just doing one door, and it's still not even that good. So this is a lot faster and it's more effective, and you don't use a lot less solvent, either the acetone or the urethane reducer. Now, the reason it doesn't lift the base coat is because the base coat is from the factory. It has a hardener in it. The hardener prevents that from being damaged super easily. Anyways, here we go. So what you want to do, we'll put a little hole in here, and then probably get a funnel, and we'll drain some in there. Okay, I'm going to make my own funnel, and we'll use this to direct the solvent underneath the plastic part. Now again, remember, just do a trial section to make sure it doesn't screw up the base coat. Okay, I have my funnel. I'm going to tear a small hole on the upper end of where this is going to go, and I'm going to put that funnel in there. All right, have a rag ready. I'm going to do the acetone, because this is a little more expensive. They're about the same, but this is a little better. So what I'm doing, get a picture of this. I'm pouring it underneath the thing. Can you see how it's traveling along? So what you want to do is get a cloth and kind of work that side to side. You see how it's turning black? That it's making contact, and it's not drying right away. That's a big problem, especially in the summer. Also, it saves a lot of fumes from entering your shop. Could be a little bit less dangerous if you have a heater running or any sparks. I'm going to cheat a little bit. So I basically have the whole trunk section covered, and it'll take about 10 to 15 minutes for it to lift. So just leave it there. You can massage it a little bit. You could wear gloves, that might help. Okay, let it sit. While that is drying, I'll do a little section on the roof. It's real thin. They didn't spray it that much on the roof. So there's acetone. You can see how clean it is. And then I'll get some Nason. This is urethane reducer. You can buy it at any paint store or maybe O'Reilly or AutoZone. Here's the urethane. The urethane is slightly better, but not much. As you can see, this is a little bit of a light spot right here. So I'm going to just tear a hole and then and put a little where needed, so it gets good contact. This stuff really light. You kind of have one chance to do it, because if you don't do it the first time, it just, for some reason, it's just not as easy to go back over it if you miss it. Okay, it's been 2 or 3 minutes. You can see, if you zoom in, you can see it's starting to lift underneath. So we got about at least 10 more minutes to go before it fully lifts. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Go through and just kind of rub things around and move the chemical or the solution around underneath the plastic. That way it'll just pull up all the paint instead of you going back over it. Again, who rattle cans a 2012 Passat is beyond me, but this car came into the lot about a month ago, and they're thinking of repainting it, but I'm thinking we don't have to. We can just take the Krylon off. If you do decide to repaint over Krylon, you shouldn't do it, because as you paint it, the underneath will lift. So this has got to come off anyways. All right, this has been sitting for about 15 minutes. We are now going to take this off as quick as we can, because the longer you let it sit, it'll dry back onto the original paint. So I just got a beater rag. I wouldn't use anything that you want to keep. So there we go. Come and look at that. There'll still be a little bit of residue on there, but you get a lot of it off. So you might want to do it in section. It's a hot day in Utah. It's about 100 degrees. So obviously in the winter, you won't have to be as careful. But here we go. See that just come off? There you go. That was a lot easier than doing it by hand. So after the fact, you can just pour a little bit of this on and just kind of get all of it off. It's never going to be super easy, but if the whole car is painted, I'd recommend getting a gallon of this stuff. I think a kid or something had this and thought it'd be cool to have a flat black car. Maybe his dad was pissed off. But it's a little bit of work. But that saved a lot of time right there. As you can see even how hard it is just to get this off rubbing it, and it is even pretty soft. But the paint underneath is not damaged. You might want to buff it out. On a black car, I recommend black rubbing compound. Don't use white. You will regret it. Anyways, without a lot of additional work, that's what you get. And just do each section at a time, and you'll have a nice new car by the end of the day. Thank you, YouTubers.